So this week's random movie review it was a little bit of a twist last week. It was a horror because of Halloween. What was it?
Absolutely. It was Spiral, the Saw franchise prequel,
Oh,
starring Christopher Rock, the well known comedian.
okay.
Chris Rock. I don't know why I call him Christopher. It's
Are
like
you a
he's.
fan of horror? I don't know if I've really spoken to you about horror.
Well, is interesting in the sense that they were trying to go in a different direction with it. I don't know to what extent it worked, but they've taken the Saw horror, as the Daily Mail call it, torture porn, and they've merged it with the police procedural serial killer format. So Chris Rock is a producer and also star of this, and he tried to sort of take the Saw franchise in a different direction.
Have
So
you seen
it's
Saw?
I have a long, long time ago.
I haven't. Is it
It is good. It's
is
very
it?
good. It's very
Would it make me
structured.
squirm?
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. Because the person's finds themselves locked in a basement and they're given all these challenges. And Jigsaw, the killer, says, if you do this, cut off your hand, I'll give you freedom. And it's an element whereby you've got to. It's almost like do or. I was going to say do or dare. That's completely wrong. But you're given these challenges of like basically physical mutilation. So you won't have your toes anymore, but you'll be able to limp out of my warehouse and have freedom. Or
Okay,
I'll do
not
something
interested.
horrific to another person, and if you don't mind that happening to them, me turning their eyeballs into, I don't know, ornaments, I'll give you your freedom, but your gran won't be able to see you on Christmas Day.
Okay, so you watch Spiral.
Spiral, which was the Saw element, Jigsaw's out there, or a form of Jigsaw, the figure, and at the same time, it's about a corrupt police station. So there's a serial killer out there that gives you the Saw element, but also they're dealing with a Chris Rock's aware that there's corrupt happenings in his police station, and then the serial killer and the corruptness start merging. But I won't give any spoilers away. Samuel L. Jackson also appears later on in the film as
How are you watching Chris Rock in this?
he's not bad. He does an okay job. He doesn't.
You buy into it.
Yeah, he's not bad at all. I would say that's one of the plus elements of the film. Samuel L. Jackson gives it a bit of a boost as well, credibility. He plays an ex-cop who's very much respected in the community, who is Chris Rock's father. Um, but I would say the cinematography, the
Are you
pace.
sorry, David? Are you nervous sitting down to watch this as a hot, knowing it's a horror? Do you get
No,
nervous?
not massively.
I
I
would.
wouldn't say it's going to worry me to that degree. I think I was nervous about it merging these two genres together, mashing these two genres together. And I think what you actually get is, I don't know, having said that, there's one Saw challenge whereby it's set in the New York Underground, and that was pretty grisly. I was a bit taken back by that. I was like,
How
God,
are you when you're watching something like that? Are you ready to cover your eyes, or you just
I'll cover my eyes and cringe. Definitely, yeah,
do
definitely. I
you?
could. Oh yeah, 100%. Sort of like, yeah, definitely. I can be quite easily triggered. It goes without saying. I think I wander into them quite naively. Like, I've
Do
watched a
you?
lot of films. I can get involved with this. This is not a problem. And then when I'm in the middle of it, it's like, well, this is a bit hot under the collar type of thing. But what I would say very much is that it's a poor man's David Fincher film in the sense that it's very much just copying the beats and the cinematography of Seven or his other films like Panic Room. It's got that same grin, green tinge that Panic Room and Gone Girl had. It's got that same vibe as Seven. It felt like a very B minus Diet Coke David Fincher, no real sugar or bite,
Well,
basically.
talking of sugar, you watched it at home. Did you have any snacks whilst watching?
No, I don't really have any snacks when I'm watching at home. I have hot chocolates.
Why? That's
Um,
interesting.
I think it's a case of I avoid any sugary treats in the flat because I will just devour them horrifically. I
Okay,
think I do have some kind
gotcha.
of sugar addiction, which is not a good thing. I think I need to look into that. I think I'll be
Oh,
diabetic
so you
by
haven't
now.
got any treats then in your house?
No way.
So it's a
No way,
strictly an
Captain.
out. I gotcha.
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
Because it would just be an absolute disaster. I went around a friend's house last weekend, two very close friends, and they very they knew I was a big fan of those white chocolate Oreos,
Well, the
and
ones I've got.
yes, and they
David,
bought a
we
whole
had, I
pack.
told you we got 3 boxes. We had decorators around last week. We had decorators that round last week. And I said, "Do you want a cup of tea?" "Oh, yeah, that'd be lovely." I said, there you go. Have a box of those.
God,
They had about 12 and they went,
oh,
"Ooh, ooh,
God, I
ooh."
bet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Once I start, I can't stop. I have a real. I think what it. I'm going major off subject here. Let's
Who
keep on
cares?
track. Let's keep on track, Captain.
No, no, no.
Um,
Go on. We can do a quick diversion for a minute.
I just think the mainstream audience right now, I just think to themselves, what on
Who are the
earth?
mainstream audience?
Uh,
Who are we talking? Are you talking about Charkins?
I'm talking about a guy called Philip, and he likes a bit of Radio 4 banter in
Do
between.
you want Philip with us?
If Philip's another bum on the seat, absolutely, I'm happy to dust that seat off, sit him down, shake him by the
Philip,
hand.
if you are listening, please get in contact with us and say, "Hey, I don't mind your pod. I don't like the diversions. I'd love to know
Absolutely.
if there is one out there.
God, I can imagine wearing a sensible
We're
pair
having
of
we're
cords.
having a Philip
I know,
diversion
yeah,
now."
absolutely. Doesn't matter, does it? The diversion takes. If this film podcast should be called ADHD, shouldn't it? If you've got ADHD, two men with ADHD.
We're just having a conversation.
Absolutely. I'll finish my point about sugar. I think I think it slows my brain down and puts me in a meditative trance. I think it's like a case of medication because I've really studied it now because it's a case of what are you getting out of this? But I think it just slows me down for a second. But then afterwards, I have a massive crash energy wise, like I did with the Belgian waffles alongside the Royal Hotel.
Lovely little callback.
So there's absolutely no way I have any sugary treats in the flat because it'd be like renting and train spotting.
And what is this? Sorry. So, what is this horror movie called again? Spiral?
Spiral. Yeah, let's get back to it. Yeah,
Well,
Spiral.
no.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, let's see how many choc ices out of 5 you're going to give Spiral. So, if everyone in the watching live on YouTube and you at home, wherever you might be listening while on a jog or in your bath, might be nude people listening to this.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah. So, if you could have a little guess as to how many choc ice out of 5 David's going to give Spiral, I'm going to go.
If you are new, put on a towel with respect. Just respect.
Well, not if they're in the bar.
Oh, that's true. Not if they're in the bath. If they're in the bath, they're covered with soap suds. So that's fine.
Might be a nude lady.
Who knows? But we've got to respect everyone. It doesn't matter about gender. It's all about we're all individuals, and cover up, be safe. It's cold. It's not just about.
Okay, so loads of people are guessing. Loads of people. It feels like loads of people watching this morning. I think this is the most we've ever had watching live. Okay, here we
Really?
go. Yes, loads. Okay, David, how many choc ices out of 5 are you going to give the horror movie Spiral?
2.5.
Whoa, I haven't had a good week. I went for 2.
Near it,
Okay.
it's that 0.5. Isn't it? Basically, I would say that the police procedural element it slows down the Saw horror aspect. Instead of it adding a new dimension, it's just extra narrative baggage. And also, I was just watching it, and it's just obvious that they were going down the David Fincher route. It was a case of not even subtly the green cinematography, that green tint that he has in things like Panic Room, Gone Girl.
Okay, thank you so much, David, for this week's random movie review.
Absolutely not a problem, Captain, at all.